Alright, hello there everyone. Ooh, music's still sorting itself out. And I didn't hang my Christmas decorations well, so just bear with me while I try and fix that. Hope it's all doing alright though, folks. Let's see, can I sort this out? If it takes too long, the answer will be no. That's the thing. So I think for now, I am just going to take them down. There we go. Got the tree up. Okay. Let's get the game on. Alright. If I can find my button for it. It's been a few weeks since I did this. Or it feels like a few weeks. There we go. Alright, so I've got my fleet climb to do, so we're going to hop in and do that. As you can just see, maybe. I've already had an attack on Grand Arena. Well, my opponent has. We'll see how the rest of it goes. I did lose track then. I didn't know if I'd gone first or they'd gone first. I definitely feel like I'm having a slow start here, so I'm kind of glad I'm doing fleet climb. Saying that, we might have a little bonus going on. It all depends if I can do something in Conquest. Let's do that. You know, I saw that post a minute ago, but I don't think I absorbed it. Let me just open Discord a second. I want the SWGOH events server. And data mine? It doesn't say. I know in the newsletter they've put a post out saying about you'll be getting shards or something in exchange for shards for some characters. I'm hoping there's something good for Darkside. Well, you know, for Darkside Energy. Go on, wrap this battle up and then I can have a look. Okay. Okay, 70 crystals, nothing crazy. Defeat 10 Imperial troopers. We could probably do that. Just, well, this one I should say. I've only got 3. Alright, never mind. I'll do that tonight. Newsletter. Here we go. So if I'm reading that right, Shin is going to be on hard light and Marok is going to be on hard dark. Yeah, I'm probably getting the worst of the options there. Ideally, I wanted it be Shin. I mean, I can still farm, it's just a little irritating. Alright. I got Red Crate in Conquest last night. I did try to focus on Datacrons, but I've only managed to get enough for the focus data, 2 of the focus Datacrons really, so I'm still a bit shy like I usually am. Really though, I want to try and get some more tickets, which it feels a bit crazy, but yeah, I need some burritos. I just need 3. Yeah, it's 2 here. Let's go here. Because I didn't do the Silver and Vein feat, or at least I didn't do it to completion. So it's just these essentially. This one and... Like it's just that one, wow. Okay. I need it to go up to 228 essentially. Can't say I know why I didn't 3-star this the first time. Go on, put down Ahsoka. I don't know what it is today. I've got a very itchy nose, so I do apologise. Right, let's go here. Get crew out. Yeah, we're not gaining burritos. You don't get just for like completing 3-star nodes. Great, so I would need to do a feat, and I did print it out. Well, I say print it out. I did get a record of it last night. That's obviously worth nothing. I'd have to do 5 battles with Brutus, 6 with Captain Silver and Vane. I haven't got Pirate King Hondo, so yeah. It's annoying because all I wanted it for was this. I needed 3 so that I could buy this. I can't even try and buy it, you know, like it won't say, do you want to exchange crystals for it? 10 would get me to the 30, well, one shy of the 35 I need. All I need for Pirate King Hondo. I've got a Lightspeed token as well, but I don't know what to do with it. I'll tell you what. Let's set that up as a poll, eh? Feels appropriate. I'll get it up on YouTube as well. Alright. It says 10 minutes. I'm going to try and... if I could extend it, I would. And if I go on YouTube, I should be able to run the same thing. Oh, I've just... okay, I can do more than yes, no, right. I was going to say that's a bit awkward. Alright, I can't put gin in there. But yeah, it's there if anyone wants to chip in on YouTube. Alright. Right, we have got this battle lined up now. I feel like I've had bad RNG. Only mine are bad, but 2 times in a row I haven't had the first turn. It's kind of irritating as well with that, with the signal data, because I did get the stranger shards, and it's like, if I hadn't, yeah. I mean, I could do a 200 refresh, but I really don't want to, because it's going to burn into my energy. Not my energy, sorry, my crystals. And I probably need crystals to actually work on Hondo. It's just the irritating thing, there's nothing that I could, like, cheese a little bit to get this, this one feat done. This is the only thing that irritates me with, well, I'll say the only thing. It's one of the things that irritates me with the full auto for this, that Mark 6 is just dumb. It's got an insta-kill and it always waits to use it. I can't remember if it is 40 stacks that I can do the insta-kill. I think it is. Yeah, so it did waste the insta-kill then on the Mark 6. In my head, I'm thinking if I win Grand Arena today, I could easily justify doing a 200 refresh, but the thing is that 200 wouldn't get me 11 signal data, so it would probably be 400 I'd have to spend, and even then, that's probably not a guarantee. Yeah, they haven't changed the math on signal data either. I did wonder if they might have adjusted the crystal cost with the economy changes, but no. In a way, I can't like how you can create corrupted signal data, even though it's expensive. I do wish I could do it with the flawed at this point. I know it's a big now mentality, but I would kind of like to get it started. haven't even got the Zetas for him. It's just, you know, as soon as you get a chance to work on something, you want work on it, don't you? I think I've got a Datacron I can work on. Alright, tanks. That's not bad. It's still light side. I don't think I've had a dark side yet, have I? No, I haven't had a dark side yet. And that'll require another go tonight. Okay. I mean, I don't mind in principle what I've got here because first two stats are decent. Light side, again, I'm kind of boxed in where I'm only really after bays at this point, but okay, fair enough. Tank's decent for the level 6. But yeah. Ideally, I need a dark side. Yeah. The only reason I've been sort of stopping from doing the re-rolls is if I just show you this one, I think. I did re-roll heavily here, and I was already in the 80s by the time I got to it. Actually, no, it wasn't here. That I actually got this one on an early re-roll. I've just remembered it was this one. I did re-roll early to get the attacker, but then I didn't have enough to re-roll this. So I was stuck with Lando, which is kind of eh. Yeah, I haven't even got enough of these as well. Well, okay. Let's see if we can get a... Actually, no, I haven't even got the credits for it. So yeah, bit of a mess. Hope you're doing alright, by the way, Mol. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm prioritizing 9s if I haven't got them, essentially. So it's like, with that, I will look at the base 9 is decent. So it is worth pushing on in case I can get it. I mean, I don't think I'm wrong there. Where is he? There he is. Yeah, I vaguely remember reading this one and thinking, alright, it seems decent, so if you are using Baze and Chirrut, you get a bit of extra benefit from it. It's not like a bad level 9. You know, I got Chewie on the one that's now 5s. I did re-roll that. Again, the 5s one, from what I can tell, is good. But I think once I've got, like, the key ones, it's not worth re-rolling. Or even going as far as rolling. Yeah, that's kind of one of my issues as well, Beef. I mean... It's like, just now with that one, I got to tank. And I think I'd rather a tank one than the support one. So it is worth sticking on tank, isn't it? But yeah, I got one vote for Bodhi. I don't know who chipped in with that, but I was thinking of Bodhi, simply for the Zeta. The only reason HRS kind of was in my mind was because of the gear. But yeah, it looks like that's the only thing that Bodhi gets, the Zeta. But it would be the same for all... Oh, Farm Boy get 2 Zeta, so arguably Farm Boy's got the biggest benefit, but... It's Farm Boy. So, yeah. Bodhi at least gets a Zeta and he's got a ship. Let me just have a gander. Is anything on YouTube? Nada. Okay. Go on, then. It's a free Zeta, why not? I'm gonna say fat kid can have a laugh at me as well. Luffy's got a Bodhi Zeta now, eh? Man, oh man, I never thought that day had come. There's a droid one coming up, isn't there? I don't know if I'm going to do K2SO, but I say that, I'm not, am I? I'm not doing K2SO because Hu Yang's the important one. I mean, is that on the episode pass? No. It's that one. It won't give you Zetas, but hey, it's Relic 3, it's a bump. I know my farming can be erratic. I mean, when you think, I've had situations where I've had characters all across this screen, but I'd like to think it's narrowing down a bit, and double, triple drops really helped. But you think, these are characters I kind of want to do in a little bubble, in terms of making sure they're lifted for Love Vader. But everything else is either... But okay, Maz is also to just lift her faction a bit as well. Same with Smee. But the rest are GLAT requirements, so... Oh, and these doofuses as well. Alright, so I have got a few things juggling. There's method in the madness is what I'm getting at. I mean, this is something that I've found a little bit disheartening, right? When I've just been thinking things through with the update. If I go to my collection, scroll all the way down. Stormtrooper Luke, level 30. IG-90, level 30. It's one of those where it's hard not to feel a little bit despondent with the update. Because it's like... Even with the old Marquee system, I always used to be able to take my characters to level 85. Maybe I didn't put much gear on them, maybe to gear 8, but at least I was able to gear them. So yeah, it really feels like we've gone a step back with this. Now, if there's anything I could get Meathead or any person who develops the game to hear me on, just make it that we get the characters up to a decent gear level before we start using them in Colosseum. I kind of get the ability mats, but the gear, it's like, come on, can you just accelerate the gear process a little? Like, that just looks sad. You know, I don't even know how to phrase it even more nicely. I mean, you look at Zuckuss and Forlorn, the last characters before this era. Both of them are 5 stars, Relic 1. Had they not changed the economy or the gearing system the way they did, sorry, they'd have been, what, gear 11? They still wouldn't have been usable, but they still would have been as usable as they are now, essentially. But I'd have at least had them there, you know, at gear 11. And it feels wrong that now we can't even take them essentially to gear 11 straight away, you know? And again, I get the point of it. They want to sort of have it that you get them all through the era. But I'm like, why not just make it that within a week you can take a character to the equivalent of gear 12? Why they're drip feeding resources, I don't know. Because if it was like it starts off at low levels, I'm like, fine, that's okay. But it just doesn't make much sense how it stays like that for... well, it isn't for 3 months, but by the end of this era, I can't imagine they're going to be much higher, are they? Where am I in Colosseum? Rank 106. Can I do a hit to get a bit higher? IG's 21. I'm actually going to bring him in case I can actually benefit from 2, if you like. For the simple fact he's only 1 level lower. If it was like a full couple of relics, I'd be like, okay, maybe not. Well, not relics levels. See, this is what I'm talking about. I kind of want it to be relics. Been having trouble with Colosseum on one account with disappearing buttons. I had that one day. Thankfully, it hasn't happened more than one day. But yeah, I'm hoping it was just a one-off. If I haven't already said it, by the way, this ATST is annoying. I know the simple answer is they're all annoying, but just the bonus turns this one takes are really irritating. Oof, okay. Oh, you little swine. Yeah, 1% short of my best. Alright, I've got 2 attempts, haven't I? Let's leave out RG. Let's see if I can do better with just Luke. Which, again, shouldn't be a thing. You shouldn't leave out the new character in a game mode like this, surely, and do better. It's just some of these things you hear, it's like, you say them out loud and you realise how silly it seems. It's like, oh yeah, you know that new toy that we want you to buy? Right, we're not going to let you play with it. Or if you do play with it, you're going to do worse than if you didn't play with it, so you're not going to want to play with it. Alright, we're not going to do better here. Which is kind of comforting. It does mean that IG was doing some good. What is he missing for a level? 50 of these doohickeys. Yeah, I mean, I know you can buy them with them, but I ain't doing that. I did it a little bit in the first week just to see if there was any value, but honestly, based on what I'm seeing, there isn't. Alright, so the ATST goes crazy because we're resisting debuffs. I know it's getting better, but they do still hit like wet noodles. Hey, we hit Itarako, cool. 69, oi oi. It's somewhere to leave off, innit? Rank 101, we just missed out on top 100. So I'll get 100 for the day. Okay. Would have been nice if we got the 70. I would have got these and I could have done an upgrade, but oh well. Alright, let's go here. If I win Grand Arena, I might splurge some crystals. I say if I win, I would have to know I'm going to win, obviously, but yeah, we'll see. Alright, let me just run this. And let me open this. Alright, so this is our opponent for the round. We're up against Oblix 74. They're of 670th Guard Battalion. Let me just open this while I'm here. There we go. And I'll open this while I'm thinking about it. Okay. So, let's have a look. We got IGP. 13.5 to 13.4. They've got more Omicrons in both General and Grand Arena, so a little bit awkward that. Got more Gear 13s than they've got. We're flooring them on speed, and say 120 to 23 on the 25 speeds, 366 to 115 on the 20 pluses, 561 to 327 on the 15 pluses, so all looking good. Got more offensive mods than they've got. Got more Relic 9s than they've got. They've got more Relic 8s. I've got more 7s. Okay. That's not bad. Well, with Delta, it's definitely good. I'd say their Galactic Legends are more well-rounded than mine in terms of relic levels. I mean, you look, I've got 8, 8, 9, but then 7, 7, 7, 7, 9. Whereas they're all 8, you know. Bar Ray's 9. I mean, arguably, C's the one who should be 9. Sorry, not C. JML should be the one that is 9, because he was always the one you go for with 9, but now you could argue Ray's probably the better choice, in a weird way. I haven't got a clue what mod sets they're running, so we're just going to have to play it by ear in that regard. They're Slacker's fast regardless, and they've got a... That's maybe a bit of a concern. It's a not very healthy C, despite having Relic 8. So yeah, a bit of a concern there, I'd say. Alright, they've got a Relic extra on their Balin than me. 2 extra on the Malgus. They've got all 3 Omicrons on Ezra where I don't. They are missing Raver. Okay. Some interesting things there. Apparently I'm undefined. Sometimes you think, is that a nice way of phrasing something? In your own time thing. Can I reload it? In fact, will that help? I don't know if it's one of those where it's like a fresh window will help it. Or maybe the website's struggling. Alright, as things stand. Yeah, as things stand, it's struggling. Alright, I'm going to close that down. Let's just get into the actual Grand Arena for now. And then we'll try that again in a minute. Now, I've not changed my defense from last 3v3 season. So, I have put Crons on. We've got a Ugnaught support Cron here, so it's probably not going to do too much, but it's got turn meter. We've got Enoch and the Troopers. I think I gave them bulk, yeah. We got Caloran. We've got... Honestly, that was the best I could give. I remember I was struggling at this point when I was putting Crons out. So yeah, speed and offense for deaths. I think maybe it means that Caloran will just hit a bit harder if Jocasta's taken out. Mace, Depper, Ayla. Just turn me to bump. I thought it's something. And Adrad staying in here from last time. Just realised you guys can't see properly there. There we go. Yeah, Adrad's still there with the Adrad Cron. If we go to the south wall, they did hit Ray, but they couldn't take down Ezra. Okay, that's a good hold for us. They took Saw down in one. I did have a decent chunk of armor pen on there. It is a good level 6 for a Ray team, in my personal opinion. So, yeah, I'm quite happy with that one. I did put the HK Focus Datacron down on this, and I put Poe in the team. I thought, with it being 3s, I'm not entirely sure this was the correct choice. But I thought, Mazori is about 300 speed. So, they would have to take in something that is immune to fear. And over 300 speed. So, I feel like if I'm asking them to do that, I'm probably drawing out a strong enough counter. So, again, maybe it was a rash call, but I'm not against that. Qui-Gon, nothing too fancy. Armor pen crit damage stats. The level 3 was kind of meh. And yeah, we got Lord Vader, just bulk, armor pen. Just try and make it difficult for him. So yeah, that's what we're facing. Now let me see if I can pull up what I'm expecting from them. because it was playing up. Here we go. Here we go. Alright, so we're going to be facing Finn, Zori, and Resistance Hero Poe. It's bulk with level 6 of support allies start the turn with fewer than 2 buffs. All other allies gain 15% turn meter. So that's kind of interesting. I don't exactly know how that plays in general, but one to watch for, I guess. Jabba with a Sarnacron, which is bulk for Dark Side. Pirates, irrelevant. Sarna, irrelevant. So, ooh, that is good, though. 204% potency, so that's definitely worth keeping an eye on. Qui-Gon. Bulk again with Attacker Mark. Okay, that's the level 9 I would like as well when we're sort of chipping off the level 9s that are worth chasing. It is one I would like to go for. There's a Silvo team with Hondo and Ithano. Alright, so the fact that Hondo's in there, it does complicate things a little bit. Armor Pen as well. Then there's Dash Han Chewie with a Biggs level 9, but gaining offense on debuffs expiring. Okay. Fair chunk of crit damage as well. Ray Ben Ezra with a Ray level 9. Ability block level 6. Nothing too fancy on the level 3. Fair chunk of armor, pen, and crit damage. We've got Crew, Dre, and First Order. I forgot what this dude's called. First Order TIE Pilot. So more damage if they start the turn with 100% health and protection. Bulk and health recovery. Loads of armor pen. Tarkin with the clones, fair enough. Just decent stats, I guess, for that. Vader with Scion and Talon, that's a kooky combo. Loads of armor pen. Debuffs inflicting max health damage. It's the good level 6 for attackers. Okay, worth watching out for that. And then they put Adrad down as well. Okay. Alright, some interesting teams there. Certainly got my brain ticking over. I feel like Sia Malicos is going to be pretty important. We haven't got the Raver problem we had last couple of seasons. So I could probably afford to throw that there. There is a relic disadvantage with Rey, but to my recollection, 2 relic delta is not the most significant. Well, of course it isn't, there's more, but you get my point. It's 2 you can probably cope with, whereas 3, 4, 5 is when you start feeling it more. I think if on this one we've got Ufus. Yeah, maybe we apply that. There are armies on Tarkin and Scorch, so we couldn't try Wampa. Have I got a 5 first on offense? I have, right. But I don't think I'd have all of them, would I? No, I've only got Arc and Echo. I was going to say, I'm sure I've seen something about the 5 first being able to take down crew lead Dre. There's a few here that are making me feel a bit rusty. can understand that. My only concern for Leia, essentially, is Lord Vader. I don't trust my Bo-Katan to take down a Lord Vader without the Rolocron. Maybe I need a remod. Maybe I need more relics or something. Just right now, I'm not sold on it as a counter. So, yeah. Given the due, they've placed it in a tough position in terms of I do have to clear the Rey to do that. Well, this is the thing. There isn't a Lord Vader. We can't see it. But if it's in one of these back spots, I would be feeling very uncomfortable if I had to take out Lord Vader. I mean, again, assume we use Leia on Rey. Nothing... Well, maybe Slacker? Maybe Slacker could do it. Keep forgetting about him because he's been on defense a lot in recent seasons. Right, I don't think I've got an Attacker-Cron spare. Oh no, I have Correction. I have got one Attacker-Cron, so that's good to know. So we've got to hold on to that for that reason. Alright. Let's swap this around then. Let's throw in Leia here. Boy, oh boy, there's some not very good Datacrons here. Go for that, I guess. Slacker would be an option, yeah. Uh, 3v3 season. Am I wrong for feeling irritated that the actual counters page is a little lightweight? I get why, but I could throw Malgus at it, maybe. That is true. I've heard a few things already about that. Well, I saw what Idaho wrote, to be fair. Maybe we give that a go. I mean, I don't know if it's worth me throwing this on here. My analysis is only relic 5, so it could help. There is a relic difference. I mean, there's 4 with Scorch and Tarkin. So having the good stats would help. Maybe Kenobi can deal with that. Just... And I'm pretty sure he can't fall asleep because just go with the leap straight away because of Dre, but we could probably fandangle something out of it. Darth Vader. Maybe with Darth Vader we do this. Because Scion wouldn't pre-taunt. So that could be just a way of getting them down pretty fast. Yeah, we don't use that. But I'm seriously running out of Datacrons, so I think I would have to just wing that without one. I mean, Adrad. I mean, surely we can do something like Malgus, Bastel, and Mallet there? I'd be amazed if they could take down a Malik. And again, I'm kind of winging it a bit from here as well, but I'm thinking Jabba, we've got Queen. I saw Queen on the list, so we can do that. I'll sort the Datacrons out for this lot in a minute, but... Gungans would make sense for Qui-Gon. Finn... Tentatively, I'll say Afra. Silvo, Hondo, Ithano, I have got no idea. I mean, again, I'll just say very loosely. I'm actually genuinely stumped with this one, because it's like, Ithano leads probably... no, sorry, not Ithano leads. Silvo leads probably not that great. For a goof, I'm going to put the Great Mothers, but I genuinely don't know. And similarly, I'm just going to go CLS here. I feel like at least I've put things down and we can reassess after the front wall's down. Hey up, Snappy, how you doing? Alright. Let's get into it. You've come at the right time. Let's start with Darth Vader for the fact I don't really know if that works. Alright. Sith Empire, which I would click, but I might as well just click on Raven. And then Old Republic. 1, 2. Alright, thank you for your service mission. There we go. 62. Not great banners, but it's a decent start. Okay, we'll go for Adrad and Malgus. Again, I'll hold back on Crons just for fact. Even though that is a focus data Cron, I'm thinking let's just hold off a min. Alright, so we have got a focus on K2. Theory we can. I was watching Vexatron's video on like tunes to take up to higher relics because of Delta, and I did agree on Bastila Shan Full, and she's one I've let stagnate a bit. That's it, have a suck. Okay, chances are there could be a revive on Jin, so I could do with keeping her ability blocked. And of course that doesn't happen, because why would it? Fear. Alright. Okay, revive. Lovely. Any sort of AoE and... all that, you know. Right, suck. I think when I said any sort of AoE for the record, I'm pretty sure that my Malgazam Mallet were taunting, or at least one of them were. I'm sure I saw a taunt. So they must have dropped as soon as I said that. Alright, so there is a revive potential from Jin. But she's blind, so she can't actually crit. There we go. 54. Messy battle, but it was a one-shot. Okay. Speaking of messy battles, let's see how these three get on. Alright, we'll isolate. No, I haven't seen it yet. Would be nice to have a look at it. It'd be interesting. I mean, I certainly wouldn't have tried it with my one because Relic 3 is just screaming for Delta to screw me over, but a good Wampa, for sure, yeah. I keep forgetting to use the Isolate ability. There we go. Nice to see Treya and Co are still coping despite Delta. Although, again, Datacron may have helped. Ooh, that was 67, wasn't it? Yeah, it's... No, 57, 57. I was giving myself extra banners there. Alright. Bring in Leia. And what Crom was it? Not a fancy one. That's for sure. That's the one. Just a touch of armor pen. Alright. Pull! Stun. Nice. Lovely. These are the things we love to see. Let's just go there. Burn, baby, burn for damage immunity. Same for you. Hey up, Ada, how you doing? Posture check and stretch, thank you. I am definitely leaning. I will need a drink for the hydrate, though. I've just finished my coffee. Ooh. Alright, that healing immunity is wrecking R2 a bit. Can I just smack you? Yeah, go on, I'll do that again. Howdy. Alright, I think we're okay there. Ooh. Okay. Okay, I know. 54. Alright. I'll wrap this wall up and then I'll go and get a drink so I can do that hydrate. I'm going to say... Let's get the canobster in. Uno. Dos. Tres. Did I have a cron on this? I did. Health and protection. Okay. I've got to let them all take a turn, haven't I? Okay, so that's Dre. Kenobi hasn't taken a turn, so let's just basic again. Right, everyone's taken at least one turn now. Unless I've lost the ability to count, which is certainly possible. Oh, okay. Chill. We couldn't ignore taunt, so there's no point going for Dre. I don't like that. Okay, ult. Now I'm feeling safer. Alright, pass back to the canobster. And again, back to the canobster. Alright, it was a very heavy team in terms of me using a GL versus just a GL lifter, essentially. But I have no regrets, that felt safe, so 5-4-4. I think if I misjudged that... Ooh. It wasn't 5-5-4 banners. Yeah, I think if I'd misjudged that, I would have regretted it more, so no regrets there. Alright, let me just go here a sec. Right, I'm going to get myself a drink while this is doing its thing, so let's put a BRB on. I'll be one more, folks. Okay. Chances are on Twitch, some of you won't be seeing me for a minute because there's another 90 seconds of ads, but I'm back for YouTube and anyone who's subbed on Twitch. Let's go back here. Oh, and in case you can see me, Ada. There we go. There's one thing, people aren't missing anything. I see all. Bit of an Heimdall effect. Alright. Back wall. Iden, Storm, and Shaw. That feels womperable, even with this. The relic difference is concerned, though. There's 4 difference between Wampa and Iden. Yeah, there's a temptation to try Wampa there, but I'm going to resist it. I said Gungans for Qui-Gon, but I'm thinking let's move that, because Gungans are such a solid team against Trench, it makes great sense to switch it. Alright, thankfully there's no Lord Vader, so we haven't got to worry about Bo-Katan or anything like that. Tuskens... Boba Fett, they've got the Boba Fett level focus Datacron. That could be interesting. Okay. Give them the due, they've gone heavy on these. So I'm thinking let's do... See what on Qui-Gon. Iden will do Seer. Did I write the banners down here? There we go. Yeah, Boba... I was going to say, let's use Slacker. We'll do... Jabber on the Tuskens. We'll do JML on... CLS. And that still leaves us with quite a few big teams. I mean, Raver and Balin scream to mind. So instead of doing Afria, which I felt was a little bit awkward, we could do Raver. Instead of CLS here, we could do Balin, I think. Or even better than Balin, arguably, we could do Bane. So, again, I'm rejigging things. We can move Queen away from here, considering it is off meta, and we can go GL to GL, so... I could move Slacker away from Boba. Let's have a look at what this Boba Cron's doing. So, at the start of his turn, Boba Fett dispels all debuffs on all allies and grants them defense up, heal over time, and speed up for 2 turns. For each enemy with a thermal detonator, they lose 3% defense and tenacity. Whenever an ally is critically hit, they gain protection up for 1 turn. At the start of battle, if he is in the leader slot, all allies gain 200% defense. Whenever an enemy takes damage from a thermal detonator expiring, all allies recover 10% health and protection, gain 10% turn meter, and there is an 80% chance that an enemy is inflicted with the thermal detonator for 1 turn, which can't be dispelled, prevented, or resisted. Okay. So Zam's got revive mechanics. She gains defense and offense when she inflicts thermals. And Dengar inflicts doubt on all enemies for 2 turns. Okay. So ideally we want something anti-revive. Balin could be good at that, because I don't think he'd mind about the doubt. Yeah, think that's all quite logical. I mean, again, it feels a bit of a shame I've removed Queenie, but I think that's all pretty fair. Alright, let's have a crack at it then. So, let's start on this back wall, because I feel like all of these on this top wall make a majority of sense. So, let's start with... Actually, let's start with this Balin versus Bulba. I mean, I don't think it's impossible or anything silly. It's just, I'm curious how that team does as much as mine. I'm going to go without the Datacron, sadly. Let's see how it pans. So we start with Doubt, which is awkward. We can inflict stun though, I believe, yeah. Let's focus on Dengar, because I'm sure he's going to be a bit annoying if we don't. Alright, let's go there. Right, he has got a taunt. Okay, a little bit concerning. Okay. I will give it its due. Yeah, give it its due. It took me out quite well there. Alright. Let's give Queen a go, because Queen was kind of on my in my thoughts. I was a little put off by the potential of revives with Zam, but let's give it a go. We'll do that, just remove turn meter. Bulba is a bit of a concern because I know that he can ignore taunt, so we could do with getting him down once at least. Well, obviously won't get him twice, but once as a priority. There we go, he's stuck behind the Handmaiden now, so he can't do too much. Just base it. K-Debug with a resub.
We have a supporter. Thank you for supporting JJ's Productions. Thank you.
Thank you, K-Debug. How you doing, man? Actually, let me just do that correctly. Battle loss. I feel like I'm being honest with myself there as well. It was quite inevitable that would be a loss without a DC. Let's go back to this with Queen. I think that was 37, wasn't it? Alright, shall we do... For me, it feels relatively straightforward. Shall we do Iden? Yeah, let's do that. The lady taunts. Let's throw some rocks. The lady's down. Go on, we'll do that. Just so we can throw some more rocks. That's it. I was waiting for a dispel. Alright. 57. Very nice. And we got a episode challenge done thing. I do play this game, you know. Alright. Gungans. Let's take out some Bombard Seppies. Let's go Tarpals. Yeah, we'll go for crit damage. Alright, no more trench. I'm glad we got that, because I wouldn't have enjoyed being stuck behind a DI'd death mark. I said it earlier in the stream, by the way, I apologise for me scratching my nose. It is incredibly itchy today, and I've got no explanation for it. Yeah, again, stuck behind a DI Django. There we go. Let's base it. Yeah, I know I could have probably done the other special with boss, but I didn't feel like I needed to. There we go, nice and straightforward. I'm sure there is a reason why you can, but I don't think you should be able to extort the generator. That feels like it shouldn't apply. Like, you can do the ability to it, but you can't actually extort it. It just feels very awkward that the generator can say, right, I could take a turn, but instead I'm going to allow you to use extortion or gain profit. It's like, no. Alright, so that was 57. I feel it's going to take some getting used to see the new CLS. Don't get me wrong, I'm really glad that we've got the new model for him, but it's like Han. You know, we kind of got used to these relatively janky models, and it's like we've now got the new and upgraded model. It's like, 57. Okay, Tuscans. Jab, jab. I can ignore Taunt, and I've got a Rankle. That should be enough. There we go, that's a good start. Let's go for the Warrior. Let's aim over there. Probably kill this one. Oh, if only I could stall rather than kill. Oh, again, I kind of wish I could just pass a turn or something. Oh, okay, never mind. Let's aim over there. I don't think 4's enough on both, so I'm gonna hold. That's 5. Oh, it's going to kill, isn't it? Yeah. Well, that's the real one. I was going to say that one should die of sadness. 57. I was trying to make that more tense than it was. Even in my head, I knew that it wasn't in any way a problem. But it's like, well, we might as well add some jeopardy to it. Alright, let's go to Jab Jab. First order. Let's hit Boosh. Let's go. Oh, of course we can't do that. I'm an idiot. Certifiable, I'm sure. Alright, hang in there, hooks. There we go. The problem is over. Let's pass that to Dre. My thought process was, I'm sure she benefits from cooldown decrease, but apparently I'm wrong there. Okay, we took a bit of damage there. Yeah, 54, not ideal. I would have liked a bit more than that. Alright. Great Mothers. I have not seen Silvo lead once, so this is uncharted territory for me. Go on, we've got 4 crons, might as well use them. Well, Hondo's the one that worries me, so I'm going to do Mim, and to my knowledge nothing can insta-kill Morgan, so I might as well put this on Spirit. Okay. Hondo being a little git. Straightforward. 57. Never in doubt. Never in doubt. Alright. Let's Bane dash. I've just said, haven't I? I've got Datacron, so why am I not using them? Go on, let's use an attacker Cron, why not? It's absolute overkill, but why not? Just let Bane eat. See, looking for what? I always used to be able to find what because he was high up the list. It's a sign he's dropped off a bit. Well, I might as well cleanse that. Hey up, Perfect. How you doing? – How's your day going? How would? Go on, have that again. How are things? We're doing all right. Going to say we're just on the last couple of teams on the wall, to be honest. We've dropped once, and that was against a Boba Fett team, which is kind of annoying. I thought I could do it with Balin without any DCs. Yeah, a little bit trickier than that. But other than that, we've done all right. Let's knock these in. Let's go for the higher armor pen and do that. And technically there's a healer, so... I was actually surprised by that Bulba team. It did have quite a bit of durability. You know, if you overkill it, you were going to be fine. It's not going to take anything serious, but it did better than I thought. I thought I'd just walk over it. I haven't maintained it, though. I pretty much... I gave up pretty fast. To be honest, right, one of the things that put me off is I couldn't actually get into the journey guide. I'd got like five-star characters for Palpatine, and it wouldn't let me do the event, so I thought, sod it. But yeah, it was kind of interesting seeing how quick you can do the feats, especially if you like borrow accounts that have got like, say, a boss NAS for vulnerable. You know, it's not too bad. You can get them done fairly straightforward. Or fairly easily, I should say. I'm thinking Leviathan, Executor, but then I don't want to do Profundity there, so how about Profundity, Executor, Leviathan? Yeah, that should be fine. I'll bring Rogue One just in case. But yeah, I do think there's something solid there with it all for new players. Or I was retrying a lot. No such luck. It was the PC client, to be fair. I didn't actually set anything up on my phone, so that could have been part of the problem. I mean, I can always show it after I've done my GAC, but yeah, it was just kind of annoying because you couldn't actually do anything to progress. You were just sort of stuck with the units you were working on, essentially. Go on. Well, basic. And we'll fly by. That should get us our ult. Wow, Raven's Claw out. And I've got to say as well, Rouge 1's got some decent damage. You know, considering it's only, what, 4 stars? I was surprised there. Alright, 76. We said... It was Executory, wasn't it? Yeah. It's alright, just run it in my brain here, like, what am I saying? Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. Swap, eh? Yeah, I was weighing up the right combo for the 3 fleets. I probably didn't pick the right one, but I was thinking I didn't want to leave Malevolence for Profundity, so I was kind of just winging which one's best. I mean, arguably, you could probably 3-man this, but I was like, if we bring in Xanadu, it's a little extra insurance. At least where I need it. It's nice in the sense of luxury, but I also feel like if I don't get max banners, I've lost. In the sense that I'd rather my opponent have difficulties than me just being able to play with them. You know what I mean? But yeah, it is nice. It's just I kind of wish it was a little bit more flexible. I mean, chances are they don't reinforce, but yeah. Ooh, okay, that was a wild call. I was not expecting a gauntlet. I was weighing that up then. Do I go for the heal or the mass assist? Yeah, exactly. I feel like 77 for these 3 fleets is kind of where you want to be shooting. I mean, obviously, if you bring in reinforcements, that goes down. But yeah, it's like here. I know I'm not getting 77 now, so it feels sluggish. Means what, 73 maybe? 74. It's 2048. It's not a bad score. Just it fits into that category of could have done better. But yeah, I don't know if they're coming back. They hit Ray and Ben. Didn't take out Ezra, so maybe they're feeling a bit ha about the whole thing. I did put Maz at the back. She hasn't got Omicrons, but maybe it pulls something. I did similar with Aiden. Got Jawas as well, so there's a few silly things that might nick a banner here or there, but I'll admit I was surprised with Boba. It's that kind of team where you can read the kit. Let's say read the kit. You can read the Datacron, and you know what their kits kind of do, but you can still not know exactly what to do because there's a few weird things that might be happening. And that's how it felt. Like I was a bit surprised how durable they were, but when you think about how much defense they're getting, it's not a surprise. It's just, with them being Boba and co, you kind of expect them to still be relatively squishy. So yeah, at least we know for the future Queenie can take them down, but I don't know if I'm going to be seeing them again. It all depends if Oblix is one of many or just one of few. Let's cash that in. What do I get for this? 2 Omicrons, nummy num, and we get some of these. Cool. Does that mean I can upgrade my IG? I can't do it here, but can I do it? Alright. So up to 22. Alright, they're both level now at least. So I shouldn't have any issues there now. Let's see how far I can get. Alright, I need 3 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. This is not a drill. This is not a drill. We have an event to do. Let's get into the journey guide. Pirate King Hondo is waiting for us. So, I have not seen this event. I have got no clue what's going on. Let's see what's going on. So we've got Hondo and Kenobi. We're borrowing Cody. Hondo, Kenobi, and Cody. Right, okay, sorry, I felt like I said something weird there. Okay, so Hondo says, "Ah, the Uta Power Fair. Now that is a tale worth telling over a drink you didn't pay for. You see, General Kenobi and I, well, we've crossed paths more times than I've double-crossed warlords, which is to say, often. Now, yes, I am a pirate, but even I know when the galaxy needs a little Hondo heroism. So there I was, charm in one hand, distraction in the other, helping old Kenobi outmaneuver that walking scrap heap Grievous. A little chaos here, a misplaced shipment there, some very expensive tactical advice, and BAM! Victory! You're welcome, Republic. Of course, I may have had 1 or 2 completely unrelated personal interests in the matter, but who's counting? Certainly not the Jedi. And now, thanks to my efforts, Kenobi owes me a favour, or 3, and that, my friend, is the true prophet." Okay, so General Grievous can't be defeated or targeted in the battle. You must defeat all of General Grievous' squad to be victorious. Hondo Anaka will have his appearance and abilities altered for the battle. Okay. Alright, let's go in. Oh. I'll give them due and also criticise them at the same time for the fact that they're reusing an event, but they have actually at least owned it. Alright, CG, that was funny. Alright, what does this ability do? Dispel all debuffs from all allies and all pirates. Recover 30% health and protection. Call other pirate allies to assist. Am I wrong in assuming that Kenobi and Cody will not count as the pirates? Go on, sod it, we'll just do that. So, Hondo's just done 2 moves of his own for no real benefit. Cool. Okay, come on. You know, it's so weird. I can easily believe CG doing this, but on the other hand, I can't believe they did this. It's that thing of, you wouldn't seriously think to just copy your own event. I'm almost wishing now I'd run the JMK event before this. I feel like I'm just doing a lot of bowing. Okay. I hope I don't lose if Cody dies. Well, he didn't die, so that's the main thing. Right, we got the first 20 shards in the bank. I just genuinely can't believe they've repeated it, the Kenobi tier. Alright, we can do that again. What's this one? This is 23 energy? Really? Alright, I was going to do some dark side battles anyway, so let's just do that. 8 is car attack, isn't it? There we go. $37 tickets. That'll do just to have a little run of this. Seriously, 23 tickets? Why 23? Alright. Tier 2. Required Hondo, but we're borrowing Caloran back. I wonder what's going to happen here. Hondo says, Order 66. Nasty, nasty business, my friend. You know I was there. Yes, me. Right in the middle of it. Jedi temple in flames, clone troopers everywhere, chaos thick in the air like the smell of a bad deal going worse. And scared little younglings. Oh, so many. Poor things didn't even know who to trust. Lucky for them, they had me. While a very skilled, very glow-stick happy Jedi kept the troopers busy, I slipped in and did what I do best. Navigated the chaos, calmed the little ones, and secured their escape. Did I have my reasons? Always. The youngling can't gain turn meter or be damaged, debuffed, or defeated. The youngling is not obtainable and can't be used in any other event or game mode. The dark side clouds everything, and all Jedi will lose foresight when clone troopers use their abilities. Hondo and Echo will have his appearance and abilities altered for this battle. I wonder what this event tier was. Okay, give him credit for putting Scrum on there as well. Your heroics were distracting. Very helpful. Again, it's lazy and good at the same time. It's like it feels like they've owned the fact that they're just copying events. So they're like, come on, at the very least, we'll alter the cutscenes a bit so it looks like Hondo's inserting himself. Oh, man, I genuinely, I don't know how I stand on this. I like it, and I don't like it at the same time. It's so weird. It feels a bit like they didn't know what to do for Hondo, so they were like, oh, screw it, we'll just do this. I was going to say we don't lose if Caloran dies, do we? Because I haven't got another... I can't alter him. I was going to say if it was my own Caloran, I could remod it, but I can't. I understand what you mean, Mol. I'm kind of glad they don't, because I think... Alright, let's balance it out. On the one hand, they've made tickets less frustrating. So on that end, I don't mind a challenge. But on the flip side, I'm like, you've given us this really long process to get a Galactic Legend, so maybe giving us an easy event is a fair trade-off. I'm kind of in the middle on that. What I don't mind is when it's these legendaries like Jar Jar. Or a bit like, say, trying to think who was the other one. Bo-Katan. Just the idea of, you know, I like the idea that it's a challenge if you get in for characters that have less requirements, but because of that, the event itself is a bit more tricky. You know what I mean? Boom, hello there. No worries, no worries. I know you can't hear me, but no worries. Would be nice to have unlock that. Actually might help you learn how to use the GL's abilities. Completely agree. I mean, this is what I find balmy about this, the fact that I've got no idea what I'm doing with Hondo. I'm just I'm just pressing buttons and hoping it works, which, to be fair, is working so far. Alright, another 20 shards. What's this? 35. We can do this tier. This is Hondo and Ezra. Okay. We borrow Ahsoka Tano Fulcrum. Ah, Melikor, what a disaster. By the way, don't ask the accent, I've got no idea. Ancient Sith traps, spooky ruins, a brooding Darth Vader, and a very intense Togruta with 2 lightsabers. Yes, that one. And there I was, as always, offering my unmatched strategic brilliance. Some say she teamed up with a Hutt. Who am I to confirm or deny? I just know that I was the one thinking clearly while everyone else is swinging lightsabers and screaming. It was my quick thinking that helped them survive. No need to thank me. Actually, no wait. Yes, there is. Alright. Ahsoka Tano Fulcrum or Hondo Wanaka being defeated will result in immediate loss. Alright. The or concerns me there because one of them is borrowed. At the start of battle, Darth Vader will gain dramatic entrance but can't be copied, dispelled, or prevented. Hondo Wanaka will have his appearance and abilities altered for this battle. Alright. Alright. Props to him for doing a little cutscene for it. Even if it is just reusing an asset they've had for a very long time. We haven't got any buffs yet, so I'd rather basic. Oof. Fulcrum is already worrying me. Granted, the tickets don't cost, but I just don't like the idea of losing her. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, I've got to ask, this is scripted, didn't it? Because that played, well, not exactly, but pretty close to the episode with Ezra being knocked out of the fight and then Fulcrum coming in to save him. If so, that's good to know. And again, I do actually like the fact that when you go through all the BS of what these tiers are, essentially Hondo does nothing except for basic. You know, he just waves his arms around. It's about as much as he actually contributed in the actual events. So again, thematically, I don't mind that. Alright, 20 shards. What's this final one? Can I get some more currency? 5,000. I have not got that much, but maybe we can get some. But I don't know if I said it clearly, but I do completely agree, Mol. I would have liked it if we could have learned to use Hondo, because Especially with kits getting more complicated, it feels very awkward when we're getting characters and not really learning how to use them at the same time. It's what I liked about the Jar Jar event. I did feel like I got the knack of his abilities by playing the event. Whereas, I've got no clue what I'm doing with Hondo at this point. Maybe with the Ultimate tier it'll be different, but right now it's like, eh. Alright, I think I'm done here. Yeah, okay. Come on, did I get enough? I actually don't know. 7,000, yeah. Alright, I know it's going to cost me with DCs, but I want to at least push on a little bit with it, especially after using crystals today. Alright, so we're going to do this one for 47 energy. Yeah. This is the third time, isn't it, they've used this this bit of a story in a journey, Galactic Legend journey. I'm like, come on, please, can we not keep using these? Alright, okay. These three I found kind of charming. This one I found annoying. Alright, well, still, let's see what Hondo has to say. Ah, yes, Hoth. Cold, miserable, absolutely crawling with Imperials, and as it happens, adventure. Chewbacca. Furry, loud, surprisingly graceful in a blizzard, and a few of his less memorable friends were in a desperate need of an exit. Who answered the call? Hondo Anaka, of course. No charge. Well, no affront charge. Together we dashed through furrows and corridors, fended off snowtroopers, and just barely avoided a hallway conversation with Darth Vader. Close one. But thanks to my quick thinking and Chewie's excellent growling, everyone escaped intact, and with all their fingers and fur accounted for. Actually, I didn't read that bit. Each time an enemy takes a turn, Vader gets closer. Hondo will have his appearance and abilities altered. Okay. Again, this does irritate me because we've done this one already in another one. It's like, can I switch here? Yeah. I've escaped warlords, debt collectors, and the Jedi. Hoth, please. That was just inconvenient. Again, it's alright. I really hope that this is straightforward in terms of difficulty, just for the simple fact that it's like, these aren't our tunes, so I've got no way of managing the battle if it's not. Let's heal Chewie, I guess. But yeah, I don't like being a Debbie Downer on these events. If anything, I find them fun in their own way for the most part, but especially this one, I'm like, couldn't you not have picked some other thing? Like, why not do Mando or something? If you're going to mess around with the timeline, why not just... I don't know. This just feels like one we've seen too many times now. It's like... eh. Alright, so... let's go here. Alright, Veer's down at least. I keep using specials with Hondo because I'm assuming it just increases his damage with profit. I'm probably miles out, but it's the only assumption I've got to work off. I say that as if I can't read his kit. Alright, so it's not too hard to manage at least. I mean, Vader was 10 steps away. It wasn't as bad as, say, the Leia event. Alright, so I've had a pass through of all of the... I was going to say I can't do that until I've got Pirate King, so I've had a pass through all of them. Like I said, that one irritated me just because it's like, really, you've made us do that again? But the rest are okay. I mean, that's 3 times. At least I haven't got to do it more than 4 like the others. Yeah, that's okay. Sorry, I was just counting my shards. 90 out of 330 as well, so again, that's not too bad. We get 20 for a win there. What was it for that final tier? 30. Okay. Right, I think I will do that again then, for the simple fact that 30 takes me to 120, so I'm over a third of the way there. Interesting how they put mods on. Well, I've not got a Hondo, so I have to... unless it's my... It's probably my Hondo, isn't it? My normal Hondo. Yeah. Yeah, because these are modless. Right. I confused myself then, didn't I? I mean, what I can't help but wonder, couldn't they have found some way of doing, like, a tier involving, like, older Hondo, just to make use of his first appearance, as it were? I know that they've done things with the Pirate King version, but it's like, you could have skipped to the future. I don't think anyone would have minded. The irony is, for all I know, the ultimate tiers could be where they use that skin and they just reskin Pirate King. I doubt it, but you know, that would have been a spin, let's say that. And without knowing for sure, I would have a guess this is the GL event with the most borrowed units. I keep saying it, but it really does feel like I've got no clue what I'm doing with Hondo, because I just feel like I'm button mashing. It just feels a shame, you know. I'm going to look forward to actually playing with him, but doesn't feel like that's now. Alright, 30 shards in the bank. So yeah, 120 out of 330. It's progress. I'd like to think if I do some farming tomorrow, we could do a bit more on stream. Just mulling over practicality of unlock though. Monday might be pushing it, but maybe. Be nice to hope for it. I know in my mind I'm also thinking I need to save, I think it's Cantina energy that I read before. Cantina, no, it's hard fleet. Alright, that's not too bad. Not ideal, but if that's where I can get flawed signal data from, I'd be tempted to just burn burn energy in the hard nodes. Yeah, it's got me thinking, that one. Like I say, I won't maximise. I'm giving myself the best chance to get Hondo done. Still a bit way off getting this, though. I've seen a few people getting that already. I'm like, am I missing something? I mean, I am arguably with that. I haven't been able to do that. Yeah, I can only do 4. Could probably do it in half an hour. Anyway, that is me done. I haven't got really much more to say or do, to be honest, because, like I said, I've got to wait for all that, get more energy to get more tickets, so I'll probably be doing that tomorrow on stream. But yeah, I think we just wrap up here, because otherwise I feel like I'm dragging things out a little bit. So, let's see if anyone's online. We've got a little crew to raid with. Alright, Brace Fantan's on. Let's go there. So yeah. The plan is back tomorrow night. We'll do our second round of the week. And then, fingers crossed, by Monday, we'll have a better idea of whether we're getting Hondo or not. At least in terms of, like, on that stream or not. So, yeah. Let's start the raid. Quick thank you to Kadabug for the resub. And I think that's it. Yeah, that is it. Alright, so hopefully I'll see you tomorrow, folks. If not, enjoy the rest of your day and your weekend. And yeah, bye for now.